So let's get started today with some information about a big event that makes a huge difference in the lives of many women. For today's Getting Real, we are with Mara Barham. She is a board member with Pink the Basin. Thanks for being here today.
Sure, thanks for having me.
So Pink the Basin, I know it's become one of your babies. You do a lot of work in the community, but this is really special to you and a group of volunteers.
That's right. It began with a group of passionate women about breast cancer awareness.
Yeah.
The board is comprised of all volunteers. Some of us are breast cancer survivors. Some of us have had loved ones that have been affected by that. And it's really our way to pay it forward in our community.
I love this event. I've had the privilege of being a part of it. One of the things that really speaks to me is that y'all really focus in on that component that starts before diagnosis, and that's really key to getting women treatment quickly, right? Or earlier in their diagnosis, in their illness.
Yes. The statistics that we've been provided, 80% of the women in the Permian Basin who are eligible or by the guidelines should be getting mammograms are not.
80%.
80%. And that's a scary number. Mm-hmm. And until there's a cure for breast cancer, the very best way to fight the disease is early detection. And that comes 9 times out of 10 through a mammogram.
Yeah.
So Pink the Basin provides funding to area hospitals for mammograms. Initially a screening mammogram. If something beyond that is needed, we fund all the way up through diagnosis.
Okay.
And at that point, if in fact treatment is needed, there are other funding sources. But we will walk with a person who needs our services all the way up into that point.
One of the things I've learned, I saw you catch yourself person, there are some men who get this disease as well.
There are.
100% stays in the Permian Basin. That means a lot to people who are going to share their donor dollars with you. I know that's important to you guys, that people hear that. 100% right here for people who we cross paths with every day.
Right, that's right. Since 2012, in 6 years, we have donated in excess of $1.2 million to our local hospitals in the Permian Basin.
It's a cool event. Okay, so now let's talk about the fun stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's fun.
It goes back and forth between Midland and Odessa.
That's right.
This year is the year it's at the Horseshoe.
Correct.
And you always have a great speaker, and then I love that you always go in and there's just pink everywhere. It is a pink party.
It is a pink party. This year, Market Street is our underwriter, and so they have been terrific to work with. They are going to be providing everybody's favorite, the Pink Boutique.
Yes.
And so they've got some really great ideas and some fun things. The doors open at 11. Julian Gold is doing our style show again. Our speaker is a previous host of Dancing with the Stars.
So it is all taking place on October the 5th. If people want to get a table or get tickets, are they still capable of?
Yes,
we can still do that.
Absolutely. We still have sponsorships available. We also have individual tickets. They can call 940-PINK, or they can go to pinkthebasin.com, and we can get them set up with tickets, table sponsors, and we have plenty of room, and we want everybody to come.
We have all that information posted on our Studio 7 Facebook page, so if you didn't catch the number, we can get you hooked up. Trust me when I tell you, this is a fun way to spend your day with a bunch of crazy, fun women. So get some girlfriends together, get a team from your office together, men and women, and just enjoy a day where we learn and we celebrate survivors and remember those who haven't survived from this battle. It impacts so many of our moms, friends, sisters, aunts.
1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. And so you will, someone at your table most likely will be affected directly by the disease. And so if we can help them in their journey, that's our hope to do that.
Thank you for being here with us
Sure,
today.
thank you,
October
Tatum.
5th, Pink the Basin. Come join us. I promise you will love the event.
Yes,
Thanks for being here.
thank you.
Welcome back. We have a very special guest with us today, and we know that her story will touch your heart. This week's Heart of West Texas by Complex Community Federal Credit Union. It's our pleasure to introduce Yulia Shubina to be here with us today. Thanks for being our guest.
Thank you for inviting us.
Today we're going to talk about Operation Christmas Child. I want to tell you a little bit about it. It's part of Samaritan's Purse, and the idea is that you get volunteers to pack these shoe boxes with all kinds of wonderful goodies, and then you ship them around the world to kids who are in some tough circumstances. Now, here's where it really gets interesting. you were one of those children.
I was.
How many years ago?
That was 16 years ago, when I was 9 years old. My country actually used to be part of the Soviet Union. When that fell apart, my country was struggling economically, and there were a lot of things that were not available to us or were impossible to get in my country. So when I received an Operation Christmas Child shoebox gift that came all the way from the United States, that was very exciting.
Okay, so you're going to show us this shoebox. Tell me a little bit about what you discovered.
So when I opened the lid of top of my shoebox gift, the very first item was this stuffed animal, and I still have it 16 years after receiving my shoebox gift. And this was the nicest toy my sister and I have had. We also had our cousins host this puppy a week or two at a time, and so he would travel to their house, they would play with him, and then my sister and I would get him back.
Wow.
So this was my absolute favorite item in my shoebox gift.
Okay, and then you got this letter, right?
I did.
This has a deep meaning.
Yes, so as much as I love the puppy and other items in my shoebox gift, the most meaningful and the most important was the letter, and it's also the original letter that came in my shoebox gift. And the reason I say that, because the girl who packed my shoebox gift closed it with two very simple but very powerful sentences. She wrote, "I'm praying for you and God loves you." I come from a sensitive country where there is a very small number of Christians, and I remember reading these words and just wondering, why would a stranger halfway across the world not only pack a wonderful shoebox gift for me, but also pray for me, for a stranger she has never met, and also tell me that there is God out there who loves and cares for me.
Wow. So I think the significance is pretty obvious, but this is how you found Christ.
Yeah.
I mean,
this was one of the seeds.
And so when you think about other children as they receive this, what's the one thing that stands out to them? Like when they receive this, you've watched now other children receive it. What's their reaction?
I think the biggest one for me and for many other children is, why would a stranger do something? Why would they send a gift without expecting anything back? And I know that was the biggest impact that it had on my sister and on me, and I know it has the same impact on children who receive the shoeboxes.
You recently went to the Philippines.
I did.
You did what's called a vision trip with Samaritan. What was that like?
Yes, so I got to hand out shoeboxes to the children in Cebu City, Philippines, and I remember the very first outreach event where we gave out shoeboxes was near a dump site, and I remember seeing these children just emotionless coming into this event, and many of them were dirty, many of them didn't have nice clothes on, and when we started to give out shoeboxes, I saw these emotionless faces light up with joy and light up with happiness and smiles, and as they were receiving the shoeboxes, opening them and finding all kinds of wonderful items inside.
For the first time in their lives.
For the first time in their lives, yes.
Your life has truly come full circle. You now work with Samaritan's Purse, Operation Christmas Child. What's the message you want people to hear? How can we do that and impact children like you?
Yes, it's very simple. Honestly, anyone can participate, and all you do is you take a shoebox that is about a size 8, or you can take a plastic container just like the one I'm holding in my hands and fill it with school supplies, hygiene items, and toys, and pray for the child who would receive it. And then Samaritan's Purse, Operation Christmas Child, will deliver it to children around the world who are in need.
It's remarkable. We had the pleasure last year, our producer heard this story and just her heart was moved. And so we had shoeboxes lined up, and our whole news team helped to put items in for about 2 weeks. And we participated in this. And I think it had such an impact on Logan, on her young son who she's raising, the lessons, and our whole team as well. So if you're watching this and your business or your organization wants to get involved, we will connect you with Operation Christmas Child and with Samaritan's Purse so that you can have this kind of impact too. We're so glad to meet you.
Thank you for
having us. So glad to hear your story today. Thank you so much for being with us. You've probably heard the suggestions from fitness experts and doctors. We need to spend less time sitting and more time moving. It's easier said than done, but would you be a little more motivated if I told you that some people believe it's so important they've started using this phrase, sitting is the new smoking? In this week's Medical Center Health Systems Taking Care of You, Diana Ruiz is our guest. She is the Director of Community Health. This is so important to you guys. You have an upcoming conference or a presentation, and we're going to talk about that. So this is a big deal. Sitting is the new smoking?
It's crazy because so many of us know, oh, smoking is so bad for you and it leads to such negative effects. Well, sitting is actually maybe worse than that.
Okay, so you have some statistics to back that up about your mortality when it comes to sitting and smoking.
Absolutely. So here's the interesting thing. With every cigarette that you smoke, you lose about 11 minutes of your whole life. Well, for every hour that you sit, you lose 22 minutes.
So let's talk about some statistics that really back this up.
Absolutely. So unfortunately, we're not the healthiest of counties. I think we know that, right? But 1 in 3 of us is actually reported to be obese, and that correlates directly with 1 in 3 of us reporting no physical activity whatsoever. So it makes sense if we don't get up and move and live active lifestyles, we're more than likely going to be unhealthy and overweight.
And it also, you said there's a connection with depression and certainly diseases that impact us.
Yeah, so it's really frightening, but the longer you sit in your usual job and being at home, you actually have a higher risk of being depressed, a higher risk of heart disease, and ultimately a higher risk of dying sooner than later.
I mean, that should snap us into action. It's about your mortality. So, and you say sitting can even undo, if you've been good about exercising, if you sit all day at your desk, which so many of us do, it undoes all that.
Yep, so it's unfortunate because we think, well, I'm at the office all day, right? And then I'm gonna go work out and I'm gonna be super healthy. Actually, it undoes the health benefits of working out if you've been sitting for that long of time.
That is discouraging. Okay, but here's some encouraging parts. There are some ways to overcome this. You have some strategies that you can share with us. Where do we start?
Well, I think one of the important things to do is every 30 minutes to 1 hour, stand up. Do some jumping jacks, march in place, walk around the block, do whatever it is that makes you feel good. But every 30 minutes to 1 hour, take 2 minutes of you matter. Take 2 minutes of your life to stand up and get some blood flowing, get some oxygen going. This is another good option that a lot of us have under desk devices.
I've seen this in Diana's office, so this actually works.
Right, and you know what? You actually get a little short of breath, a little winded, so you know you're working. They're under desk ellipticals or kind of treadmill looking things. You can find them on Amazon. Lots of different websites have them. They're really inexpensive, but it just kind of keeps your blood flowing if you can't get up for whatever reason.
Okay, and you sometimes maybe set an alarm on your phone, get up during commercials, when you're on a conference call. What's the difference you said between standing and sitting?
So you actually burn 30% more calories standing than sitting.
All it takes is standing up.
We should be standing.
Yes. If you're interested in this topic, April 13th is the date that the hospital is going to be giving this presentation. Your company should buy into this, the people you work with. This can make a big difference in their health and their productivity. I love that we're talking about this. Quit the sit. Sitting is the new smoking. It's pretty profound. Thank you for being here with us today. While we're on the topic of fall, let's talk about fashion. In this week's Style File, Paige Passmore-Halpin is here to share some of the trends that we will be seeing this season. Paige, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Starting with fun dresses. We're going to see that this fall.
Yes, we definitely are. And what works about a dress is you can wear it just by itself while it's still warmer outside. And then as it gets cooler, you can add a cardigan, add a jacket, add tights, add boots. And that takes your dress all the way from early fall until it's coldest in the winter.
I like that you're saying this because I think fun dress is summer, so I like that you're giving us permission to kind of keep that trend.
Yes.
Okay, and we're going to connect this to fall florals because a lot of dresses are floral this year.
And when you think floral, a lot of times you think spring and summer, you think bright, you think light colors, but there are some very deep, beautiful patterns, especially in stores now that really work for fall.
Okay, I'm slow to warm to that floral pattern, so just not that anybody cares what I'm slow to warm to, but it's hard for me to get.
It's just something you have to go try on and figure out what works for you.
Okay,
exactly.
Statement sleeves. Now this is one I love.
I know. This is fun. This is bell sleeves, ruffle sleeves, big flowy sleeves. So this is a fun way to add a little bit of something to your fall and winter clothes that makes you feel a little bit cuter or makes your outfit a little bit more fun.
A little dramatic, a little interesting.
Exactly.
I'm a sleeve girl. Okay, booties.
Find those fun booties. We all have a pair of our plain booties that we wear with jeans. We wear them every day. Get a pair of fun ones. Yours have fringe on them.
Let me see if I can get them up here. Okay, there's the fun booties. Yeah, right there.
They're so cute.
Thank you. I've worn the tar out of them. Okay, love this too. Mirrored sunglasses, mirrored shades.
Yes. So those are the shades where you can literally not wear any makeup on because they cannot see your eyes. No one can. But they're just a lot of fun. You can wear those with any outfit in your closet, your workout clothes to your fun dress.
So much fun. Okay, the jumpsuit. My mom loves jumpsuits. I think people are reluctant to try this. Try a jumpsuit.
Jumpsuits are interesting. You will have to go try a bunch of them on. They're not right. The same one is not right for everyone. You have to find one that works for you. I have one that works for me. So, large, small, tall, short. Everybody can wear one.
Try it, yes.
It's just finding one that works.
Okay, velvet. This is another one I'm like, I gotta slowly warm up to it. Velvet.
You can start with a handbag or shoes. That's the easiest place. I have a pair of velvet pumps.
Okay.
That's kind of where my velvet has ended
Okay.
up to this point. But if you like it, you're out there, buy a jacket, buy some pants, try it out.
Okay, so try velvet. And this last one, obviously we subscribe to this. Showstopper earrings.
Yes, we love them.
I love it. I'm from the 80s. What can I say?
They're not going anywhere, and neither are our shoulders.
And our shoulders, yes. So
Yes.
you say this is a trend that never goes away, the
Never,
one shoulder.
it's not going away, you guys. We're still there. So
These are fun fall trends that will make you feel stylish, and it fits for every body style. Paige, I love having you here. Thanks for being here today. Speaking of feeling good in your own skin, here's a little secret about my own life. My most favorite time of the day is when I walk through the doors of the house, take off my work clothes, put on my comfy pajamas, and take off my makeup. I'm not alone, right? We all love that. In this week's Ageless Beauty by Dr. Robin Rutherford, we are inviting you along to my house for a look at the nighttime ritual that I have used for 20 plus years, all in an effort to have skin that is resilient and healthy. Take a look. So my favorite part of the day is when I come home and take my makeup off. So that's what we're gonna walk you through the process. I've got my comfy clothes on. First thing I do is take my lipstick off. Oh, I feel better already. And this is my first step. It's 5 easy steps. I use these Neutrogena makeup removers. Okay, this isn't enough, you guys, but y'all are gonna gross out. I wear so much makeup every day. This is what I use just to take off all of the gunk, okay? So I'm gonna use this, take off all the makeup, just the first step. Okay, I've got my trusty dusty headband. This is my next thing. I love this oh so much. This is from Rock, and it's the facial cleanser. But my favorite thing about it is it has these tiny little micro beads in it. So when you rub it on your face, it's also an exfoliator. I love it so much. And when you're washing off, you can totally tell that you got it all off. Okay. And then I'm gonna give it a good rinse. Okay, so the next step for me is this cleansing lotion. I use Clinique, but I've even used something like even a Clearasil or something over the counter. I just like to go across my face and make sure I've gotten all of the makeup off. So you know this is a good one if it has just a tiny bit of a burn. It's clearing out all those pores and just going back and making sure that you get all the makeup. And every time I look, there's always something left on the cotton ball. So that's how you know it is super duper clean. The next 2 steps I've literally been using for years, and that is my eye cream. My favorite is Estee Lauder, the Advanced Night Repair. I'm super liberal with this. So I take it and tap it all around my eyes, bottom and top, and super gently, because I've always read that this area, the skin around your eyes, is super delicate. So no rubbing, just tapping. Okay, and then the last thing I love is also Estee Lauder, and this is the Advanced Time Zone. I tend to be really dry, and so I take this, and again, I'm pretty liberal with it. Dots all over my face, in the T-zone, on the forehead, and here's a big one, down the neck too. This is where we really start to show our age. And I gently just rub that in, and I am ready to go to bed. So if you are like me, my skin is something I've always been just a tiny bit insecure about. I really struggled with acne as a teenager. So I have some scarring left. So this makes me feel like I'm doing what I need to do to take care of my skin, to keep it healthy and radiant. And some sort of cleaning ritual will make a big difference for you.